So trying to make conversation, I'm like, and I was like, no, we haven't really seen you much on the cruise. How has the cruise been so far for you? What have you done? What's been the best part? What's been the most exciting part? I'll have to think about that. Oh, okay, you don't want to talk. All right, fine. So I think that looks really pretty. And I just did like a light layer. Like you don't even need a lot when you line it with the lips. So we go to the Galley tour. It's super fun. And she's kind of befriended a younger lady on the ship while we're doing this tour. So after the tour, lunch is included. That's why it's so cool. Like you get a behind the scenes look and they feed you. Like it's not a bad price. Finish everything with another spritz of primer. So now it's time for us to have a seat for lunch. And my mom and I were up front, and I'm trying to like be in the middle all the time between the two of them, ask her questions. I'm trying to be somewhat of a host because, you know, I invited both of these people on this cruise. So the instructor, the tour guide, she's like, how many people are in your party? And simultaneously, I say 3 as my mom says 2. I'm like, Mrs. Hampton. She's like, she don't want nothing to do with that lady. I'm like, I get it, but come on, Mrs. Hampton. Come on. So we say 3. Or the lady's like, she's like, okay, I'll give you a table for 4. And while on this excursion, this Galley tour, I met another lady that was traveling solo. So she's looking for a spot to sit. And we're at a table of 4 top. My mom's like, sit, because she wants me to sit next to her, so Duck doesn't sit next to her. I'm like, Mrs. Hampton. So we have a seat, and it's 4 chairs. Chair. Mrs. Hampton sits here, I'm here. So there's an opening here and here. You can't see my hands. There's an opening here and here. Miss Bernice is standing over here in a seat next to me, kind of looking to see what the other young lady that she's been talking to on this trip, where she's going to sit at. She sits somewhere else, and so she's like reluctantly sits next to me. So now it's the 3 of us and this solo traveler. And again, I'm trying to make conversation. And I was like, so yeah, Miss Bernice, you know, we haven't seen you much on the trip. You haven't joined us for dinner. Where have you been eating at? Like, where are you, what? And before I can even like really get the good question out, I told you guys I don't like to eat dinner. And at that point, I think that was when my mom was like, okay, we're going to have a conversation. Woo! So we get back to the room. Now it's the last day, and you have to make the decision. Should we pack up everything? Or are we going to take everything down ourselves on the next day when it's time to disembark? And as we're in the room packing up everything after our lunch, let me go get my earrings. I'll be right back. And when I say let me go get my earrings, let me show you my earring tray. This is ridiculous. I hyper focus and get too much of anything that I really like. So I got these new piercings. The third, or stacked earring, the 2 helixes, the cat eye, another stacked piercing, and this hanging helix. So I'm like, oh, I'm all about like the cute dainty studs and like the huggies. I think I'm going to change these out. So I have a big collection. This is a shame. This is a 2-month. Well, some of them I already had before. Anyway, I've gone overboard. I am aware. So I think what I want to do is, I think these would be really pretty. Yeah. So we're in the room where we're packing up, and I go take the magnets off the door because everything, the walls, the door is metal, so you can decorate the doors. I go take the decorations off the door, and I hear, this is how the conversation goes. My mom, and she starts off very diplomatically. Hey, Miss Bernice, I just want to know, like, what's going on? You know, I've never been on a trip with someone that is just so nonchalant about everything. You know, you can be rude and mean to me all you want, but when it comes to my daughter, you can't be rude to her. She's over here trying to have a conversation with you. You're just being inconsiderate. We left you the notes. I'll stop you right there. Oh, okay. She says she saw the notes. She just chose not to reply. And I'm, why? And she's like, you know, I told her I just wanted to relax and recuperate. I get it, but you know, we're trying to have a conversation. We're trying to incorporate you. I didn't want to do anything. And she's like, I'm just going to stop you right there. You know, I'm just here to recover from almost dying. It's like being a little dramatic. Like, yes, we're aware. Sad, this is your 4th time having cancer. Yes, we're aware your recovery's been tough. We're aware of those things, but you know, we're trying to be friendly and considerate and everything. And child. So after that, my mom was like, I ain't got nothing to say to this lady. No more. I'm gonna like touch up these edges over here. Got this main condition. The main choice, just gonna, normally I just spray it right on, or I get some water to reactivate the gel, but this works just fine. So my mom's like, all right, I'm done. I'm done having a conversation. So the next day is Friday, July 18th, my mom's birthday. Yeah, my mom, if you know Mrs. Hampton, she is so extra, but in a good way. Like, once you get over, like, why are you so extra, Mrs. Hampton? And, we had an excursion planned. My mom and I, disembarkation excursion. And I don't know what Duck's gonna do, because she didn't want to do anything with us. So the plan was she's gonna have her daughter, we learned this, like, earlier, the week prior, the plan was her daughter's going to fly down that Thursday before we get back to Fort Lauderdale, stay overnight, pick her up at the airport, and they're going to hang out all day, and then she's going to bring her back to the airport. I'm like, okay, well, you got this figured out. Fine, sure.